Hey, business bestie. Welcome back to the Fertility Coaching Mastery Podcast. Today, I want to have a very candid conversation that I think is going to be helpful for those of you who are already a coach, a wellness entrepreneur, a practitioner, a healer, a service provider, or you're thinking about starting a coaching business. I'm going to talk about something that I have used to grow my practice and scale. And I know many people, because I have conversations daily, and they ask this question: how do I grow my practice? How do I scale my practice without adding more one-on-one clients? How do I create multiple streams of revenue? How do I scale without consistently and constantly trading time for money? And maybe you've built a business that you love, but you're realizing that there's only so many hours in the day, and you don't want growth to always equate to more appointments, more calls, more sales calls, more coaching calls, and more working hours. And this is what happened to me. My first 4 years in business, I was just trucking along. I was working one-on-one. I had so many clients. And then once I got my PhD, I was working even more. And I got burned out. Honestly, I got so burned out. And so I thought, how can I scale this? And how can I create recurring revenue? How can I support my clients beyond just our one-on-one sessions? And how can I build a business ecosystem that supports my clients, provides recurring revenue, but also really helps my clients to thrive in their programs? And I wanted to think about this too, because I feel like so many of us are taught just this one path. You get certified, you start working with clients, you create a program, but it's usually still one-on-one. Some people do create courses, but most people are still working one-on-one as of 2026. And there's nothing wrong with that model. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that model. I actually teach my students in my fertility coach certification program how to do this easily. But once you start doing that and you've been doing it for a few years, you really do want to start to think about scaling. And there's a limit to how much one-on-one work you can do, because there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so many client sessions that you can have before you start feeling really stretched. And I don't know about you, but I started my coaching practice and my business because I wanted time freedom. I wanted freedom to spend time with my family and my friends, and I wanted to work as the visionary on the business, not in the business. And the other thing that I've talked about with a lot of different people thinking about starting a business and those already working in practice is that people aren't looking for information. Your clients really aren't looking for information anymore. They're looking for a transformation, because information is everywhere, especially now with AI. People can Google things, they can go to chat, they can go to Claude, they can listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video, they can take a course. But what people are really looking for, aside from information, is transformation. They want experiences. They want something that reinforces the work that they're doing and the identity that they're stepping into. And so they're also looking for coaches and practitioners and healers that can say, I had this problem. I had infertility. I had hormone imbalance. I had gut issues. I had a cancer diagnosis, whatever that person's health journey is. And then they can say, and I healed myself from that. And now I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. And so really, when you start thinking about it, you don't want to think about what else can I sell. You want to think about, what product can I create that's going to support the transformation that my clients are already going through? And that's a very different question, because you get to the same answer at the end. You want to create a consumable product, but you're creating it to go with your ecosystem. And so that's where products became very interesting to me, because I wasn't just thinking about supplements or inventory or shipping or some huge complicated product line. I'm talking about having a signature product that naturally supports your message and your mission. A consumable product that becomes part of your client's routine and their health journey. Because that's something that I also have noticed. Say you work as a coach or a healer or a practitioner, and maybe you're seeing your clients once a week, twice a week, once a month, once every 3 months if they've already gone through your program. And what happens in the moments in between? Life happens, stress happens, old habits pop up, distractions start coming in, and people go back on autopilot. And I realized something super important. People don't need reminders. They don't need, check-ins. They really need rituals. They need touch points. They need something that keeps them connected to you and to the person that they're becoming. And so for me, the first product that I created to help me do this was my Puzzle Brew Fertility Tea. And this was a tea. I was already recommending that my clients drink tea. When they first start working with me, I put them through this detox program. And so I would recommend detox teas. And then as they got into the fertility part, I would recommend red raspberry tea and fertility focused teas. And I thought, well, what if I couldn't find a tea that had all the herbs in it that I wanted to recommend. And I was recommending like multiple teas from multiple people to get the formulation that I wanted. And so I thought, well, what if I created my own tea? How could I brand this, make it just what I wanted it with the herbs that I wanted it in, make it taste how I wanted it to taste, and have a product that my client could purchase for a low cost. It's a consumable, so they're going to purchase it, every month or so. And then every time they're drinking it, hopefully daily, they're thinking about me. They're thinking about my strategy and my protocol I've put them on and how they need to continue to be compliant. And it just really keeps them engaged. It goes with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help them heal their hormones and optimize their fertility. And it's a great way to stay front of mind for me to them, but also just for their healing journey. They're constantly thinking about being healthy and optimizing their fertility and hormones through this ritual of drinking this tea. So that was the first product that I did. And then about 2 years ago, I kept talking to my clients and on my podcast about toxins. It's one of the number one killers of fertility. I talk about it, just how inundated we are with toxins. They're all around us, and a lot of these toxins are in our personal care products. So I thought, most people, what's the biggest beauty product that most women use? And that's lotion. Lotion is so toxic. It has parabens in it and filler and fragrances and just so many things that are bad for you. So I thought, can I create something that is a lotion that is good for you, that is low ingredient, minimal ingredients, no fragrance, low tox, but also that works. And so that's where Puzzle Balm was created, which is my homemade tallow lotion that I make in my kitchen. And again, it supports the program that I have my clients on because I'm constantly talking to them about living a non-toxic life, reducing the amount of beauty products they're using, the amount of toxins in their beauty products. And so Puzzle Balm is a natural progression into a product they can use daily. It's something that is minimal ingredient. It's so luxurious because it heals the skin and it's really soft going on. I scented it with essential oils, so it has a beautiful fragrance to it without any toxins. And it was just a great next step for another consumable product that I could put into my practice. And I didn't wake up one morning and think, people just need more products. No, I created these products to go with the experience that I'm trying to lead my clients through, the transformation that I was wanting my clients to get. So I want you to think about that for a moment. If someone starts every morning and they have a cup of Puzzle Brew tea, and then they're getting ready for their day and they're using Puzzle Balm tallow lotion, at night they're using Puzzle Balm and maybe even doing a second cup of tea. And this isn't just products, this is a ritual. This is a reminder. This is a moment when a person pauses and reflects with themselves, and it's an experience. It's a touch point. It's another opportunity for your clients to feel supported. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. People often think that products are simply about adding another revenue stream. And yes, they do that beautifully, but it's also about having people experience the transformation that you're trying to guide them through and having these extra touch points that you've created. And that's another really cool thing about products is I've created all of these products by hand, and that's what I want you to do. I've formulated them. My tallow I mix in my kitchen, so it is literally made by hand by me. About once a month I take a day and I just make tallow all day, and it's kind of soothing for me too, but it's really cool for the client to know that I've made that product by hand. And some of the beautiful things too about consumable products is when you put them into your business, people use them consistently, they reorder them, it becomes part of their everyday life. And I really think this is a huge opportunity to connect with your client, but also reinforce your message and your identity and your brand in someone's mind. And I think some of the biggest brands in the world understand this really well, that people don't just buy products. People buy the feeling of belonging, of identity, of transformation. And really think about it. Think about the wellness brands that you love, the lifestyle brands that you love. People are never like, oh, I need another product. I need this exact product. They're saying, I want to feel like this. I want to feel supported. I want to feel cared for. I want to become that person, that I want to become her. And that's a huge mindset shift. And another thing I heard recently, which I thought was really cool, I heard one of my mentors say this, and this is completely different from what most coaches and teachers will teach you. Many coaches will say, survey your audience, ask them what they want. Do a call and just do it like a market research call and ask your clients what they want and then create that thing. And while that is decent advice, many people don't know what they want. They have a problem and they don't know how to fix it. So they don't know how to tell you what they want. You have to use your intuition and say, this is what I feel called to create. And this is what, because you're 2 or 3 or 50 steps ahead of the person that you're trying to help. So what did you use in your healing journey that helped you? And this is what the client that you're trying to help doesn't know that they need. And that's what you create. Not what they tell you they need, but what you know they need based on what you've done to heal and to transform. And so now if you're listening to this as a coach or a wellness practitioner, or you're maybe thinking about starting a coaching business, a fertility coaching business, I want you to answer these questions and really think about this. And especially if you're thinking about creating a product in your business. What transformation do I help people create? What habits support that transformation? What daily actions reinforce that identity? What experience would support my clients between sessions? What would help people stay connected to me and to the person that they are becoming? Because maybe your product isn't a drink, maybe it's a tea, maybe it's supplements or skincare or a journal or a wellness tool, or maybe something completely different that I've not even talked about here today. But the point isn't really the product itself. The point is building a business ecosystem that supports transformation. Because when you start thinking beyond sessions and client hours, your business will start to change. Your business will evolve, it will grow, and you stop simply creating transactions, but you create transformations, but you also create experiences, which people freaking love. You're not selling information, you're reinforcing the identity. So you stop asking the question, how do I make more money? And you start asking the question, how do I create deeper transformation and an identity shift for my clients? And that is where business will grow and scale and transform, which is super exciting. So I hope this resonated with you. And I hope it helped you to think about recurring revenue and a new stream of income and products in your business and scaling your business in a different way. And if it resonated with you, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, tag us at Become a Fertility Coach, and we would love to start this conversation with you. What did you love about this episode? And if have ever felt pulled towards fertility coaching, or if you've ever wondered if your story, your experience, your passion could help another woman or couple, and you really want to think about fertility coaching as a career, I've created a free guide for you. It's called the Fertility Coach Starter Roadmap, and it will be your first step towards pursuing this career. So you can get that at fertilitycoachingmastery.com. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, bye for now.